All right, everybody. It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. We're going to run through question and answers here. Got the first one. I want to get my notes ready because what we're going to do here is this is the way that I'm going to have to do this right now just because of how busy things are with credit repair and debt. Okay, so the first one that we're going to talk about here is garnishment. These are the question and answers from people on YouTube. I do this because most people, uh, if you go down the feed, they're basically asking the same questions over and over again from what other people had asked. Hold on, let me get my computer here set so we can get this logged out here. So here, had this background noise. All right, first one here is log down my time. The first one here that we got is a question about garnishment. They were asking, do I know a company in Cleveland? And no, I do not know a company in Cleveland, but I want to tell you what you can do if you're not able to find someone. And also, if you try to deal with someone in anyone, anywhere, with an attorney or a debt settlement, whatever, attorneys are going to try to get you focused on doing a bankruptcy. Uh, Debt settlement companies are going to try to get you focused on doing debt settlement. And your problem that you have right now is that they've already went through the process to start a garnishment. So what you need to do is you need to look up in your state to see what are the garnishment laws. There's going to be a garnishment worksheet that you get from the plaintiff attorney, and you have to fill that out, and that can actually exempt you from being able to be garnished. If and it can also make the amount that you're able to be garnished uh, be changed also. Maybe it could be lower. Some states, like in our state of Wisconsin, they have what's called a garnishment worksheet, and from that garnishment worksheet, you get you have to make over a certain amount of money, either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and they also add your dependents in there. So if you got one, two, three, four, five dependents, that amount that you're able to make gets to increase. So it can actually stop people from being able to get garnished. And one of the things that when we started telling people about that, when we were checking into it for our customers here in our state, is that we were able to stop a lot of garnishments just solely because they didn't earn enough money. Plaintiff attorney is not going to tell you how not to be able to have to pay them. Even with the garnishment worksheet, it's so confusing to some people. If you wasn't good in math, you're going to probably have some problems with filling out a garnishment worksheet also. So what we do is we always tell people, just look up your garnishment laws. Look at to keep it simple, look at what amount you have to earn, if it's either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Then if you're not earning that amount of money, then you can simply send them a letter to them and to the judge to let them know that you don't qualify to be garnished based on the laws in your state. If you are earn more than that amount, then you need to fill out that garnishment worksheet. Get someone to help you if you have trouble doing it, because then you can see at least what legally they're able to collect from you. And then from there, your next step, if that's too much, it'll put you in a bad situation. What you can do is you can sit down with the attorney for the plaintiff and let them know this is going to really put you into a bad situation, potentially make you have to file bankruptcy, and that you would like to spread that out with a lower payment. That's also if you're not able to do one-time lump sum payment on paying it off. A lot of people I know are not able to do that, depending on how much the original debt was. The next question we got here is how to get in on Maryland for credit acceptance. It was the credit acceptance. Let me just mark down my time. Credit acceptance. Uh, Person was asking how do they get on it. Well, what they're doing right now is they're just gathering all the information and data. What you should do is you should notify uh, your attorney general's office so you can file your complaint, having it stacked on top of other people. So when they decide to push forward with the lawsuit, they're going to say, well, state of Maryland has this many people. State of Wisconsin has this many people. So that helps build their case, and it helps make credit acceptance get put into more of a position to want to settle the accounts so they can move forward with their business. Let's see here. The next one here, let me mark down the time. We have a question. They received a check from Santander. Can I call and ask for the title? I filed bankruptcy because of Santander 4 years ago. I would like to sue Santander from 4 years ago. Had the car repo and had to pay a large amount of money to get the car back. If you receive a check from them, you're supposed to get your title also. You can go to the Santander administrator and also reach out to Santander. Depending on what happened with your bankruptcy, it's not clear, did you put that debt into your bankruptcy, or do you have the car and you just never paid them anything? Like, it's kind of confusing on how you're stating it. But if you received a check from Santander, you're number one guaranteed that you were included in it, and they probably did a debt forgiveness on your loan if it wasn't included in the bankruptcy, and yes, you can get your title. So let's move on to the next one. Next one here. Let me mark down my time. We got 6:40 here. Question. I just settled a judgment lien on my home. My original debt that they sued for was for $5,600. With all the interest, it was over $15,000. So this week, I have settled with them for $4,000. Well, you have to pay tax on the remaining balance. Yes, and potentially yes, but you should have had that disclosed to you. You should have had that disclosed to you. So not 100% sure, but it would be disclosed to you in the settlement. They'll always give you a statement saying that they will report the remaining amount. They may not be able to, but they might try to go ahead and do it. Again, even if they do, you can get a waiver on that amount. Speak with your tax preparer, or you can look up the IRS codes on getting a waiver on cancellation of debt. Let's go to the next one here. Next one, we got, how do I do a debt validation on the creditor? The only thing they sent, you did a debt validation on the creditor. The only thing they sent was a copy of a brochure and the interest rate that they had charged. So what you had to do is you sent a debt validation. They sent back some stuff. They had minimal information. What you need to do is you need to read it, and then you saw what they sent, and then you need to resend it and just change your letter up a little bit and say that you wanted more information. If you're using a debt validation letter that I made for you, all you have to do is look at what they didn't include, and then you would just say, well, I sent this to you and you didn't include this, 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 and this. That's all you have to do. Just resend it. Remember, they're not trying to make it easy for you. They know that you might send it once and then you're going to quit. So they don't care. You might send it 10 times and they never send you the information. So just be prepared to fight with this and not quit. Okay, the next question we got. Called the debt collector that I paid and told them to remove the wrong information, saying that the debt was not paid. And the bill collector told me it was not up to them to do that. Okay, so let me just mark down my time here. Wrong info on record. Okay, so with a debt collector, if you paid a debt and maybe they were collecting it for the original creditor, the original creditor has to make that updated information on there. If it's not from an original creditor and the debt collector had that information on there, it had the debt collector's name on there, yes, you can make them, I don't care what they say, they have to get that information updated on there. Now, what we always tell people to do, regardless if a debt collector says they can or they will or whatever they're going to do, is that you come back around on the other side when making a settlement with debt collectors, because they are going to drag their feet. They're moving on to other people that owe them money. Yes, they may eventually end up reporting it, but you have to do your part, or it could potentially not get done. All right, let's go here. We got the next one. Uh, Next one here. Someone said that I'm an example of someone who loves my work. I do love my work. I do love my work. That's one thing. Let me tell you a quick story. What really, uh, sh- there was a time way, way, way back where I was going to not continue with the credit repair shop. And then I remember this older lady, she's like about 65, 66 years old, came into my office. Her husband had passed away, and she was left with a Cadillac. This is something, that people will do. This is not the first time that something like this has ever came across my desk, and also from a personal uh, friend of the family where this happened, where the older spouse was about, they were, had some type of illness. They were going to die. And what they did is they went out there and bought things. They started living their life the way that they want to live. And that's the one lesson, is that you better start living the life that you want to live now, because at some point in your life, towards the end, if you happen to know that something is coming on and that your days are numbered, you may go out there and start doing things that you wish you would have did now, which is called living life. So this individual, he went out and bought a new Cadillac, left his wife I think they were married like 30, 40 years, left her with the Cadillac uh, payment, everything. Didn't, it wasn't paid off. They ended up coming back, repoing the Cadillac, and I just remember this like it was yesterday. She came to my office and she was working as a security guard. I remember her coming in, and she was in a security guard uniform, and she said she don't know what she's gonna do. That he left her with that. She gave the car back, and I said, okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to look at and see what they sold the car for at auction, because this car was relatively new. They ended up selling the car for almost what was owed on the vehicle. It was just a little bit that was not owed, like a few $1,000s. But what had happened was, when they got it over to a debt collector, they had ballooned that amount up to like six, $7,000. So they had sold the car, got almost like a couple of thousand, uh, except for a couple of thousand on what was the car was worth, because the car values go down and they sell them at auction, they're going to get them lower. But this car was so new, when it went to auction, they almost got what they had owed on it. But when they got it to the debt collector, they had ballooned it up. So what we did is, I had just said, let's get on the phone, figure all this out. We found out what amount they actually had sold it for. We found out that it was only a few thousand, not 6,000, and we ended up making a settlement on that amount, so she was able to move forward. And from that day, from doing that, uh, working with her that day, like, I had never looked back on not wanting to do the credit repair shop, like from that experience right there, because I had started to understand that it was a service that was needed, and that there's not too many people that are going to work through, like, try to figure out like a pieces of a puzzle, what solution is going to work for which client, because we do credit repair, we help people settle their outstanding debt, but there's always some type of pieces to the puzzle to get that to look a certain way to get the solution. It's like doing a Rubik's Cube. So that really, when I had finished with her and how she was happy and able to move forward, and how she wasn't going to be putting all of her money uh, working that security job and Social Security and all that towards paying that debt, it really did open my eyes that this service was really and truly, truly needed. All right, so I'm gonna end the video here. Uh, I hope that everyone is enjoying the summer, getting things done, getting your credit worked out, doing whatever you need to get done so you get yourself and your family in a better position. Remember, if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Please watch the video, What Makes Us Different, because that's the way that we repair credit here. If you cannot follow that path, we ask that you go to another service. And then if you need your credit reports and scores, remember everything starts there. Go to the number 3scores.com, get those reports, review them, look at the comments in there, look at the charge off dates, all of that stuff, because that's very important when you're ready to move forward with your credit repair process. If you need my debt validation letters, my cease and desist letter, my statute of limitations letter, those letters are free. Links are below this video. You can use those to help with your situation if you have debt collectors that are coming after you for the money. All right, this is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you, and until next time.